Wow, it was such a cool opportunity for me, and definitely nothing I would have ever expected to be a part of when I was younger and watching the first Cars movie. I remember seeing it in the theaters, so very odd, I think, but definitely really cool and an honor to be a part of such a great franchise of films. My character is Chase Race a lot, so it's kind of a spin off my name, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure who came up with that, but it was pretty neat. But my part's obviously very small, but just some of basically a part of a younger crowd of racers growing up that are getting into racing and are trying to make a name. Brian was awesome. I'd never met the guy. I didn't when I did my lines. He was somewhere in California. I was somewhere in North Carolina, and I could see him on like a FaceTime type situation, and we were talking to each other. But biggest thing that struck me about him was just how easy he was to work with, and he very easily got me to open up and get out of my comfort zone and do things that I wouldn't typically do, which is hard to do. But he was just so easy to talk to, and he kind of just let me flow into certain areas of my voice or how loud or soft I might be in certain periods of time. So he did a great job. I thought he was awesome to work with and really easy, and wasn't forceful, just kind of let me do my natural thing, and also got me kind of step out of my comfort zone at the same time. So it was great. The biggest thing for me that I've looked at with the Cars movies from the first one and then being a part of this one, they do their homework on everything, which is really cool. They do a great job of portraying what we see at the racetrack, from the talk that goes back and forth on the radio from the driver to the crew chief to the stickers on the car. They do their homework on all that, and there's no piece of anything that we do that is portrayed incorrectly, which I think is really impressive, and it could easily be pushed away and forgotten about, and they could just not care. But they do their homework. They show things like they actually are in a animated kids movie way, which is really cool, and they tie in things that are real, and I think that's really neat.
I think the first Cars came out in '06, so that was when we were 11, 12 years old. So it's pretty neat to be in something that we were kind of at our prime and just starting to race, and you're like, wow, these cars they make a movie about racing and it's animated. That's really neat, and to be a part of it is pretty cool. When you watch something as a kid and you kind of idolize it, and then to be able to do it when you get older, that's kind of everyone's dream. So that part of it to me is really special. I play inside Blaney, or Ryan inside Blaney. He's one of the new up-and-coming drivers. We're part of this new era, so we try to do that on the NASCAR side. I guess we're the younger drivers, so I guess we're trying to come in and take Lightning McQueen's spotlight. So I'm excited. It should be good.
I play Bubba Wallace. So I'm in the same group as Ryan inside Blaney. We are this new generation coming through the sport, and like you said, trying to take over Lightning McQueen's spotlight. And to mimic what he said, it's just the same thing as we're trying to break through the sport in our real jobs and our actual career. So it's really cool how Pixar is implementing that into the movie as well. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm excited for it. Brian, man, he was just kind of giving us ideas of how to say it and everything. I'm like, man, you should jump behind the mic, because just had like vocal levels from low to high, and it was really cool to, it was like, man, you're really good. Obviously, he's in this business for a reason. So he kind of knew the tone that he wanted, and I tried the best I could to kind of replicate that. But I don't think we talking to a mic for a living or are in the film business for a living. So need a little bit more practice, but just a fun day. Just everybody here is just easy to work with. It makes everything a little bit easier. Still the same amount of awkward level when you're doing that random stuff in front of everybody, but it was fun.
Yeah, Brian was great. It was nice to get to know him. Like Daryl said, just pitching us kind of how he thinks our character, should say it, but at the same time kind of letting us, kind of be our own character.
Well, he's super excited, first of all, because he's Cars 3. and as well because 10 years ago, when I was younger, I won't say a kid because I'm not super old, but when I was younger, I was maybe one of the biggest fans of cars in Mexico. I have all kind of cars. I have actually, from the first movie, I have every single car that was in the movie in this scale. I have more than 120. So I have all the collection. I have pillows. I mean, I'm a big fan. And now, have the opportunity to become part of the Cars 3 movie is a big deal. So it's something unbelievable. My mom was super excited for me because she knows, just like my dad as well, how big I am into this movie. In general, I really follow a lot of the Pixar movies, but Cars is like, it's the biggest movie ever for me. Well, my character is Daniel Suarez, and it's my first time ever doing the voice for a movie. So definitely something different, very, very good experience. And I got to know a little bit more of what it takes to do a movie. I did the same line, I don't know, 20 times. Slow, fast, super, super excited, more relaxed, and it's very cool. When you finally get to watch the movie. Now that I was able to do the voice, I'm going to pay more attention in all those little details, because sometimes when you don't know, you just watch the movie, but you don't pay a lot of attention to all those little details. But now that I know a little bit, because I don't really know a lot, I think I'm going to watch the movie a little bit more closely. It was very cool as well to work with Brian, because for some reason when he was giving me the examples of my voice, hey, Dylan, you have to do this, you have to be excited, you have to, he was giving me some advice how to do things. When he was telling me those voices, how to do it, obviously he was doing it himself. And I was I was thinking right away about, a lot of movies, because his voice was like, man, you can tell right away that he has a lot of experience and he has done it for a long time. So for me, it was very cool to just to be able to listen to him and to get right away the voice that he has. That obviously I know right away that I have heard that in the past. So I think that was something very cool, and obviously to be part of a movie with him, I think is something great. In real life, this happens a lot. You always have the veteran drivers, the drivers that have won 50 races, the drivers that have won a lot of championships, that they have a lot of experience, and there is always rookies coming. That's something that happened every single year, and actually this year happened for myself to be one of them, and it's always one race or some races that the rookies are better than the veteran drivers. Well, I just feel like race fan loves the Cars movies so much, because for me, as a race car driver and as a fan of the movie Cars, when I think about Cars, I think right away about NASCAR. I just feel like they are connected, They are together. They race ovals. They have stock car race cars there, and McQueen is a race car. So, and he's a stock car race car like NASCAR. So I think people that love NASCAR, they have to love Cars movies, because they are just so similar. It's the same concept, and I just feel like it's something that is natural. There is no way that you love NASCAR and you don't like Cars movie. I don't think that's an option for race fans or for race car drivers.